a YouTube video. I will be reviewing this album by Kano. It's called Made in the Manor. Kano is a grime garage MC who's made in the UK. He's got a fast flow, he's got conscious, he talks about what goes on in England, and this album is made in the manor, and this is about English life, growing up in the ghetto areas in London. That's the concept of this album. We start off with How, which is where he rhymes about stuff and talks about his life, etc. And he says about royalty and mentions all that with the royal families, etc. in England. So it gives you a feeling of Welcome to England sort of feel to the album, which I think is really good. Then we have T-shirt Weather in the Manor. Talks about English life, talking about barbecues and parties that people have in England and what goes on in the ghetto with his friends growing up and jail bids, etc. Describing English life well, really, with everything, the English culture, the English life. He really describes it really well on that track. I really like that song. Then we have New Banger, which is a game. He talks about English life in a more commercial beat and rhymes fast. Yeah, he talks about being pulled over by the police a lot, etc. He talks about what it's like growing up in the East End of London and with the police issues and stuff like that. Then we got Wheels Up featuring Wiley and Giggs. It's just a more gangster type street track. Really good song. I really enjoyed the song. I think it went well. It went well with the feeling of the album. Yeah, and I think it went well. Giggs, his verse always delivers. Like how he rhymes on it. Wiley, again, he's really like that song. Then we have This Is England. He's saying this is England. He talks about music, he talks about growing up in the manners, he talks about the parties, he talks about the music. He talks about the music they listen to in England, like the drum and bass and hip hop and the rap scene in England, how proud of he is of to be a part of it, etc. Which I think is really good. And he talks about a lot of the underground scene, and he talks about what MCs were like before they became famous, and etc. That's what that song's about. Then we have Little Sis, is about his long lost sister and his relationship with her, and how there's a lot of issues, and he's telling her he's always going to be there for her, etc. Which I think is really nice and reminiscent. Talks about his family and how his dad had kids with someone else, etc. Which I think is important for the album, and I think that's something needed on that. And I think him and his sister saying that he's going to be there for her no matter what.
Yo, I don't know where to start with this. It's being fatherless.
Yeah. I was saying, yeah, he talks about that with his sister and all that, which I think is really good on that. Then we have Roadman's Hymns. He's talking about growing up in London, in the streets, the ghettos, and how roadmen roll and gangs, and how that can influence people's life and how people can lead the wrong path. And he has that gospel singing with it, which I think is really good. And I think that's really good about Kano. He's a real good storytelling MC, and with his fast tempo, and he's just a good MC overall. Roadman's Hymn, I love that song, great track. Then we have Deep Blues. Again, he's talking about the dark times people go through to be successful, talks about issues going on in his surroundings, talks about his own personal life issues, etc. So that's a really cool song, and I think it's definitely worked, and I think that really gets this album really well. And I like the singing, how the person who's got that blues sound singer, and the song's called Deep Blues, and he talks about a lot of the issues going on. So yeah, great song. Then we have Ends. He talks about growing up in the Manors, the Ends, in Croydon, Brixton, the East End, whatever. And I think it's a really great song, and I really like that track. Really good. I think it's very deep. It's a single as well. If you go on Grime Daily, you might be able to find the song. Really good. Then we got Strangers. It's about his best friend, etc. How his best friend, how they fell out, and he still has love for his friend, and he doesn't want to diss him on the track, and he wants to try and make it work, and etc. And he wants to know how it happened and how the other one felt, and how minor issues caused the falling out of their friendship. That's what that song's about. The production on this, you get a balance of drum and bass, grime type production. The song track 14, he does element the trap sound on that one song, and on my sound he has more of a dancehall reggae type production on that song, which I'll get onto later. Oh yeah, Drinking in the West End was another track which was fun to hear. Love the production, really went well. I like the kit. Seashells in the East, again, good song. Again, I think it gave a good feeling and really describes a lot of things in London, East London, etc. And I think then we have My Sound. I didn't personally like this song that much. Personally, I just didn't feel it. That's my opinion on that song. It just didn't go. I like that type of music, but I just don't think Kano made it work personally on that track. Then we have track 14. Yeah, that's quite a good song. I like this. Alright. Then we have Flow, the best flow ever. Cool song, great song to end this album off. To me, I'd give this album 8.5 out of 10. Peace. That's my review. Peace.